What is up, guys? In today's video we have an inside the mind style video where I'm going to walk you through my thoughts and decisions as I play in Fortnite Zero Build. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below what you think of the shockwave hammer coming into the loot pool, because it has definitely been a very drastic change in terms of the pacing. I personally have been enjoying it a lot since it was added. I think I'm going to be landing at this outpost this game because I never landed here yet for one of these videos. And these locations were recently kind of nerfed with the same update that added the shockwave hammer. They removed the little like mini bug events that would be happening here. Like previously, 2 of these outposts would be under attack, and that you could either purge or defend it depending on which objective spawned. And then once you completed that, you would get like a special drop and a special boon. But there's no longer bugs here. And so you don't have that objective to give you more loot, and you also don't have it to give you OXR points. And so a lot of people view these drop spots as being like significantly nerfed than they were previously. But I think that is somewhat the case, but they're just different now. So if my goal was to land here and get forecast and get, you know, close to A tier just from completing that objective, then yeah, they got nerfed. But I still think it can be a location or a drop spot that gives you like a decent start to the game. But it's just more of, I'm going to loot a few things and then go pad to the nearest like boss POI. Which is going to be the hive. I'm dumb for that. I didn't think it'd break it. But these shops are still here, and they still give you a good amount of loot that you can purchase. You can get mobility here, which, you know, previously was really nice. But with the addition of the shockwave hammer, I feel like getting mobility is less of a struggle now. It seems like the bosses already spawned at the hive. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this Flowberry Fizz. 200 gold for Flowberry Fizz is crazy still. And then I want to pad over there, but I don't know where the next pad is because I broke that other one. So I might just take the helicopter. I kind of made my game worse by destroying my launch pad because I'm dumb. But that's why I think those locations can still be good. I think we have a much easier start to the game loot-wise than the players that landed at the hive here. And we're going to catch timing on them. There's a player up there. Shooting the bug blaster down. I wanted to shockwave on that, but he just hit me with the bug blaster, so we're going to back up. I hadn't done the most damage to him. We had only done like 1 shot's worth, but a lot of times people kind of panic, and that could be enough if you're confident fighting. I want to get onto like equal terrain with him. Him like looking down on me shooting the bug blaster is not good for me, since it's an area of effect weapon like that. It's really easy for him to get splash damage on me. There's another player that was padding in behind him. And that's partially why I kind of wanted to hop on this guy early, was just to like minimize that happening. He's gonna be looking down on me here kind of, but I think it could be, I think he's getting shot in the back. Yeah. That other person I saw padding in got him. This person's, I don't know where they went. The lady was weaker, so I was going to just like quickly finish her so I wasn't fighting 2 people at once, but take this revolver. I don't know what happened to that lady. This is her. That was very strange. She like pulled up to third party, but like didn't really do that much damage to the person she was third partying. There's somebody else here. The way the queen just turned and looked over there, there's certainly somebody there. This kid Leroy. You see there's like way less bugs at these POIs in general now. Like there's actually few here, but it's nothing like how it used to be at the start of the season. Just an overwhelming amount of bugs. They're on me. He's double pumping. But I don't want to have a close range fight happen where we're on like equal HP. Another player shock padding onto me. I actually didn't like the start of that fight. Like when he was pushing into me when I'm on that tree, I wanted to hit him harder before he got to me. Because as I was saying, he's using a revolver and a pump shotgun. So if we just have a straight up close range fight, he's definitely gonna like out damage me, right? And so I was hoping to get some like AR shots on him before he got to me to hopefully minimize that advantage he has. But it didn't happen. But I had popped the fizz already. I'm gonna quickly grab this and just go. The guy's landing on me. I had popped the fizz already, so we had the low gravity jump. And I could use the low gravity jump to kind of just create distance between us and minimize how much his double pump mattered. Because when I fizz away like that, I'm like out of sentinel pump range. Like this guy here is in the same boat. There's somebody else on us. I want a shockwave, but like it didn't throw. But yeah, using the fizz jump and just backing up, I was out of range for his sentinel pump. And then that kind of nullified his double pump advantage that he would have. This is bad. I fizzed into the shockwave hammer. And it kind of made it take a little bit slower to use. Finally, that was just... I think I could have killed him when we were initially fighting, but I started getting visual audio footsteps behind me. And like, I don't want to just be in the middle between them. And I was also trying to explain like the whole like fizz range thing. But that fight around the tree, the double pump player I killed, I feel like that was a very good like small decision I made to kind of nullify his advantage that kind of could go like unnoticed. Like it looks like kind of nothing if I didn't really explain it, you know? But it was very intentional to make his double pump less of a factor. The sentinel pump hits hard, but the range on it is not very good. And so if you can, you know, create range between you and the opponent, you can kind of nullify its advantage. It's one of the reasons why I like having fizz. Not necessarily to nullify that, but I feel like just like fizz jumping around in a close range fight with the revolver just feels really good. I'm gonna go to this mid-map area. Could go to the bunker, but there's not really anything I need. Like the exotics that are currently in the game, I don't care that much about having for public matches. I believe I could just get the Fury, the Precision SMG, which the Precision SMG is good, but I don't really want to use it this game. That hit? Oh, and the exotic fizz. The exotic fizz would be nice, but one of the main reasons I really wanted to rush A tier in the past was just that added loot. I feel like not only were the exotics good, but that added loot I feel like gave me good chances of getting some mobility. But this game we were able to buy shockwaves at the shop, and I have the shockwave hammer. And with the shockwave hammer in the game, the fact that you kind of just get it and you got it, I feel like just exposing yourself to as much loot to hopefully get like, you know, more shockwaves or more crash pads isn't as much of a factor. And that's one of the really nice things about having it in the game. It's just you can kind of solve your mobility problem. I like carrying double mobility though. As you saw in the fight I just had, like the fact that I had shockwaves and the hammer was beneficial. We'll see if it comes about during this game, but the shockwaves are a better form of mobility in terms of like how much movement you get off one use. The hammer is, you know, what's really appreciated about it is the fact that it has charges that regenerate over time. But if I'm trying to chase somebody that's exclusively using the hammer, the fact that I have my grenades as well will make it much easier for me to keep pace with them. Or if I'm trying to get away from somebody that's exclusively using the hammer. I don't know where these people are. I think they're like down in the tunnel, but I could be wrong. And I can flow shockwave to get like really far movement. I believe this this is annoying. I'm trying to third party that fight, but they're just like meleeing each other with hammers, so it goes nowhere. Like they're not actually fighting. I don't know where the other one is. Maybe this is them. I want this crown, but I wanted to like hit shots on him to like back him up. I thought if I shot him there, he would just get in the car and try to drive away. And then I could have the crown for... Yep, told you. But yeah, if I shoot him and back him up like that, I just get the crown for free. I'm weak here, but I should be able to get this kill. I hate this guy so much. I messed up reloading my AR. Broke shield on him again. Alright, this guy's gone. Oh, maybe not. GG's, man. Guy's pushing me. I'm probably just gonna fizz shock away. Because I think everything needs to be loaded and I'm weak. I could have healed to like 80-ish, I think, before he got to me there. But like I said, I think everything... Okay, everything was loaded. I could have fought it. I was trying to like preemptively move because I thought everything needed to be loaded. Let's do the car. No, man. Why is my pistol loading? Finally. Extended mag boon would have been so helpful there. Like the fact that I just barely ran out of ammo with my AR is what allowed him to escape. Pretty sure these people over here fighting are AI. And I could have double shockwave hammer right now instead of the 2 shockwaves, and it's definitely arguable that like the extra hammer would be more valuable than the 2 shockwaves just because I can get more use out of it. But I have the 2 shocks hoping that I can find more shocks over time because, as I already touched on, I do like having the additional forms of movement just for like certain fights or chasing. I feel like it kind of came about in the most recent 2 fights. If I didn't have shockwaves, like chasing those past 2 players, I think would have been harder. And I really like just being able to get people out of the game when I do have an opportunity. Nice, perfect. He broke the bush. I'm terrible. Pistol's so broken. Getting pinched, so I'm just gonna shock away. Like there, one, my hammer was on cooldown, but like if I had 2, it wouldn't have been, you know? Like I could have had more uses. But just that one shockwave, I feel like completely gets me to like a point where I can reset this fight in a way that one hammer use wouldn't. I don't know if this guy killed the other person or not. There's a lot of crowns in this lobby. They didn't kill this person. Okay, I was gonna say it didn't seem like they fought really. Reload AR on the way. Probably just gonna let this person go. Okay, they die. Nice. I was gonna say the amount of damage I did to them I don't think is worth like the amount of mobility I'd have to use to chase them. Like my shockwave hammer is on kind of perma cooldown right now. And I only have 1 extra shockwave. Does this guy have shockwaves? No. Don't know if we'll find any more, but there's only 3 opponents left anyways. This would probably be a time. I might just take an extra hammer. Oh, no, we got shocks. Perfect. If there wasn't shocks here, I would take the extra hammer though. Just because like I'm not gonna find too much more loot at this point in the game. There also may or may not be any humans left this game. One thing that's also really nice to do if you have Fizz, as I touched on earlier, I think the Fizz jump like combos really well with the revolver because of its range. But if I'm like shocking on somebody, like popping the Fizz while I'm in the air already shocking, just to get the effect. Like obviously you can Fizz shock to go further, but if you don't have time to do that or don't necessarily want to go that far, using the Fizz while you're in the air just so you land with the zero gravity jump, really good. We'll see if I can kind of do that on somebody. There's a bug over here to the right, and I don't think it spawns there. Okay, yeah, there's somebody here. And I'm guessing they are a real player because that bug was there. I don't know where he went though. Okay, I definitely saw somebody at the top of the mountain. Shockwave hammer also makes so much noise, so you know anytime anyone uses it, which I'm not too concerned about giving my location away. But as far as like keeping track of enemies and stuff, it's nice. It's like shooting that bush, hoping he's in there, I hit a shot, and then we know. Yep, here we go. Hear the hammer. The point where Fortnite becomes hide and seek, though. Foxy Floodgate is not an area I really want to explore. I don't like that down, like, bottom area. I was really hoping that would be a location that changed at some point during this chapter. Maybe for Fortnitemares, we will get some changes on it, but at this point, I doubt it. My flare gun from my S crate earlier. How lucky. I get no audio. I was probably like confused on how I still see him, but like I'm just looking at where his shots are coming out of. Car's blown up. He got out, and luckily the terrain, like for him, really like benefited him to like get him away from the car. That's a 1v1, and the other player is gonna know we just fought. They were fighting like a little bit before I marked this guy. Like if I didn't scan him, I would have ended up going in that direction because that's where they were fighting. But yeah, if you're just firing out of a bush like this, like the enemy can just look at where your shots are coming from and beam you. Like I feel like bushes, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Like it might be the only cover and zone you have, but it's more of like a surprise factor or a concealment thing. Like once a fight is like going, you're just standing in the bush firing, like standing still. You are very susceptible just getting fried back. Especially last season when we had the boon that marked enemies if they hit you. Just had seen him over there. He could drop down and slip behind me, but I don't know if he'd do that. I haven't seen anything in a while though, so anything is possible. Getting a fight right now would be good because he just used 2 hammer uses for nothing. This is what I was talking about with the fizz. So I'm just popping it as I'm traveling. And now I have the low gravity effect for the fight. A little awkward because we went from like high ground to low ground, but like kind of forced it there. But that is something I've been liking doing. If I like fizz before I shock, it takes longer for me to push him. He gets more time to react. And I go further than I want. And what I really want is just kind of a mid shockwave use, but to have the 0 gravity ready in the fight. And so you can kind of use your travel time sometimes to pop the fizz. But the reason why I really wanted to force a fight when I was saying I wanted to force it was that he just had used 2 hammer uses just for traveling. Like he got from point A to where he got to and used 2 hammer uses for that. So if I get damage on him, I can pressure it and he only has 1 more hammer uses unless he's carrying multiple hammers. And that's one of the things I like about a mobility item like the hammer or like the base boost gloves last season or the kinetic blade is like you can count the enemy uses and know that it's like optimal time for you to kind of engage on them. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of the shockwave hammer. As you can see, I've been loving it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.